Hey, how's it going out there today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to Trucker News, Monday, August 15th. Let's get to the news. So, first story we're going to talk about today, Motorist failed attempt to pass a semi-truck sends 8 people to the hospital in Idaho. Ouch. Story number 2, 2 cars struck by tires when they come off a semi-truck on I-95. Our third news story of the day is going to be about port congestion. California congestion nears new highs as East Coast gridlock worsens. So there you go. Port freight just keeps getting worse and worse. Fourth story of the day, the Canadian Peterbilt dealership Crevice, or Service, I'm going to call them Crevice, sold out in a private deal. They went private. They're a public company. They went private for $240 million sale to Brent Tractor. They own 16 dealerships in Canada. Now, let's get to the news. First story, the Motorist failed attempt to pass a truck sends 8 to hospital. 8 people were sent to the hospital early Friday morning after Motorist attempt to pass a semi-truck failed. The accident occurred on August 13th near Twin Falls, Idaho. According to the Magic Valley News, 22-year-old Yosien S. Mendez was driving a 2015 Pathfinder North on US 93 when she attempted to pass a semi-truck driven by 34-year-old, I'm going to try this name, Harsimarat S. Gruel. That was his mom. Mama gave him that name. I tried to do the best I could with it. As Mendez was attempting to pass the rig, they collided head-on with the southbound Cadillac sedan driven by 33-year-old Nicholas B. Morgan. So they're both coming side by side down the highway, and somehow they both hit the car coming on, straight on at them. I mean, could nobody get out of the way? Oh, man. The force of the impact sent Mendez and her 5 passengers to nearby hospital. Morgan and their passenger were also transported to a hospital following the wreck, making for a grand total of 8 people injured in the wreck. Truck driver girl was not hurt in the incident. A portion of the highway was shut down approximately 5 hours as crews worked to investigate the incident and clear the wreckage. Yeah, so if you're in a semi-truck and somebody's trying to pass you, let them have it. Back off of it a little bit. Let them have it. It kills me. Truck drivers getting this mindset that they can't let off of it for 2 freaking seconds. If somebody's passing you, let off of it, let them have it. I drive my truck around real slow all day. I let them have it. I'm not trying to race and get somebody hurt. I mean, that could have been 8 people dead, and I want to tell you right now, maybe she shouldn't have stepped out there to pass him, but, at the end of the day, both of them at fault. Both of them at fault, because if they're passing you and you can't let out of it enough to let them back over, I guarantee you he didn't let out of it. Whatever that name was. Guarantee he didn't let out of it. Now look at the catastrophe that it caused everybody. I'm not always just blaming a truck driver. I'm not like a billboard lawyer just looking to blame a truck driver, but let them have it. If they trying to pass you, let them have it. It ain't worth it, because it's gonna, he's not making money now because you've got a crashed rig. So just saying, for everybody's benefit, just let them have it. Now let's get to the next news story. At least 2 cars struck by flying semi-truck tires. Yeah. I-95 here. 2 cars sustained serious damage from loose semi-truck tires in Massachusetts on Friday morning. So it was a day cab, looked like a rock hauler. Day cab pulling a dump trailer. And so on his driver's side front axle, not his steer axle, his front drive axle, the tires and wheels came off. I want to say those are things probably 100 pounds a piece, maybe more. Luckily no one was hurt. The accident happened on August 13th in Needham, Massachusetts. Massachusetts State Police report a couple of tractor wheels came loose on southbound Interstate 95, causing heavy damage to 2 vehicles. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, so that's a good story. 2 big accident stories right there, and no one died. But people were injured, so, we got to be a little bit more safe than we already are. Moving on, next story. California congestion nears new highs. East Coast gridlock worsens. Port congestion on both coasts is likely to cap second half U.S. import capacity. Oh my God, we might actually have to like start building stuff in this country. Say it ain't so. It's only mid-August, the early days of peak shipping season, but the record of container ships anchored off California is already on the verge of being broken. Port congestion is simultaneously building along the East Coast, with anchorage numbers off of Georgia well in the double digits, and for the first time this year, a growing queue offshore of the port of New York and New Jersey. Southern California congestion soars. California congestion previously peaked in the first quarter on February 1st. The Marine Exchange of Southern California reported all-time high 40 container ships at anchor in San Pedro Bay, awaiting berths at the Los Angeles and Long Beach. The highest number of container ships in the entire port complex, including those anchored and at berth, was 67, set on January 28th. On Friday, there were 125 ships of all types, including tankers and cruise ships, either at berth or at anchor at Los Angeles and Long Beach. That's a new record. The first quarter high was 113. So bam, bam, there you go. We busy. After surging in the first quarter, congestion was capped by vessel supply. The more ships stuck at anchor, with fewer available to pick up export cargo in Asia, forcing carriers to cancel sailings. The dynamic eventually curbed the number of ships at anchor in the West Coast and simultaneously U.S. import capacity. So there you go. There you go. If you're ordering stuff from overseas, don't be surprised if it don't show up on time. I guess that'd be the moral of that story. Sorry to hear that. You know, that's gonna hurt all business, them not being able to get that in, you know. I did hear a story that Home Depot was planning on building their own container ship at the cost of like over $1 billion so they could haul their own freight from Asia back. But I'm like, okay, so you got yourself a ship. Where are you going to put it at in port? You know, that's one of the big problems right now. You got no ports to bring the ship into. But I don't know. It'd be a cool thing if Home Depot did that. It'd be pretty interesting, I think. Now let's get to this. Canadian Pete dealer goes private in $240 million deal. Crevice sells out to Brent Truck. That's B-R-A-N-D-T. Brent Truck. I see these guys up in Minnesota sometimes. They are based out of Alberta. I see them up in that area. I never see them really far south. I don't know if they're like... I don't know if they're like on a dedicated run there, but I see them coming through Minnesota and Wisconsin occasionally. So the story goes like this. Heavy equipment seller Crevice Equipment, which owns a large Peterbilt network in Canada, has agreed to be acquired by Brent Truck for $302 million Canadian, $240 million US, in a deal that will take the company private. The deal announced Monday as Alberta-based Brent Tractor paying $19.50 Canadian a share, a 22% premium on Friday closing price. That just tells you where stuff's at right now. To take a Peterbilt dealer private, they pay 22% premium. Man, the money. The transaction will close the fourth quarter if shareholders approve the sale at a special meeting in September. As a private company with a committed, well-capitalized, long-term owner, Crevice will be better positioned for the next stage of evolutionary growth. Our dealerships, that's what the service Crevice. I don't know how you say that. I still ain't figured it out. CEO Angela Licassi said in a statement, the size and scale of the entire entity created by the combination of our two companies will allow for increased investment for the benefit of our employees and our customers. Brent Tractor is a major John Deere dealer with over 50 locations. The company also has a smaller division catering to trucking, Brent Truck Rigging and Trailers, based in Alberta. The Brent team is excited about the deal as it will allow us to better serve our customers based across Canada. That's what the Brent CEO, Sean Semple, said in a statement. Service owns 16 Peterbilt dealers in Canada as part of a large business focused on selling heavy equipment for the agricultural sector. Peterbilt is supporting the deal Service said service Peterbilt dealers and service centers generated nearly 91.5 million Canadian dollars in revenue during the second quarter, more than 50% higher than compared to a year ago. So revenue's up 50% year over year at this Peterbilt dealerships across Canada. I could see it, man. People paying premiums on these trucks right now, reflecting the high demand for new trucks. Service said in a second quarter financial report that nearly all of its trucking inventory had been committed to customers. The company warned that shortages in semiconductors and other parts could hinder its ability to meet customers' demands. There you go. Trucks are hard to find, and dealers are getting bought up because of it. That's just how it, and as they say, that's how it is. Thanks everybody for watching, tuning into the news. If you like this type of stuff, be sure to hit that like button down there, a little thumbs up, give me one of those. If you want to see more trucker news, make sure you're subscribed and ring that bell. That way you'll get notified whenever you get trucker news coming out, a new one. Check out that description down below. Lots of cool stuff down there. As I always say, I got a second channel, Trucking with Diabetes. Check that out. Mudflap out. Buy your fuel through Mudflap. Use my link. Why not? What else I got down there? Twitter, TikTok. I mean, you name it, it's down there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of each other. Stay classy, truckers.